Now, some of you may be waking up to spring snow on the yards, on your cars, on your outdoor furniture, and maybe on the roadways this morning. But could we be seeing more as our day continues? Meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Weather Center with a look at the forecast as we head into the weekend. Good morning, Thomas.
Yeah, good morning, Cody. And it is obviously still snowing pretty hard over parts of the inland Northwest. Storm system that's been sat right on top of us since last night. That has not gone anywhere. So we are still under winter weather advisories until 8 o'clock this morning, and would not be surprised to see that extended later on today. And while the storm system doesn't look very organized, basically the core of the storm system is right over Spokane. So anywhere in the immediate vicinity is definitely picking up some decent snowfall. And the heaviest is right over Coeur d'Alene, almost hugging the lake and I-90. So be extra careful on those roads. There's that live look at Lake Coeur d'Alene. You can see those snowflakes coming down at quite the clip, with the boardwalk there definitely covered with a new fresh coat of snow. Here's a traffic camera out of Post Falls. And again, you can see that snow and that still image just whipping around quite quickly. The road conditions look fair, but note that if it is snowing directly right now, we could definitely see some deterioration in terms of those snow conditions. And that'll be the case through the morning hours and perhaps a bit of leftover snow early on this evening. So again, be extra careful for untreated roadways this morning and where it's actively snowing.
And since we are seeing some snow across parts of the inland Northwest, let's take a look at the roads outside right now as we check in on a trend. Traffic moving along decently on a few of those lanes right there. However, we have been seeing that snow coming down this morning, mostly for the most part from what we saw when we came in. Those roadways were wet, but still be smart as you drive to your destination this morning. Just be safe wherever you're heading to on this Friday. Well, several people from the community are coming together to support victims of a drive-by shooting from last weekend in downtown Spokane. Nate Beyer is one of the victims currently fighting for his life. Around 1:30 Saturday morning, he was one of the 3 people shot outside of Lucky's Bar. According to a GoFundMe page set up by his family, the bullet stopped just outside of his brainstem. Family and friends are trying to raise $100,000 for medical costs. Beyer used to work at Westside Pizza in Post Falls. One of his former co-workers and close friends says he was always protective. According to the GoFundMe page, when Beyer heard the initial shots, he yelled for everyone to get down.
He's been a great friend, one that is there for you in your time of need, will talk to you about anything and everything, always trying to help you solve your problems.
Fundraising efforts are taking place across the board for both Beyer and one of the other victims, Katie Coriagno. There will be a fundraiser this Sunday at Prohibition Gastropub for her. Her GoFundMe pages already exceeded the goal listed. You can find links to both GoFundMe pages on our website at crem.com.
We became aware of it on social media first, and then we received some letters or emails from local businesses letting us know that RVs had moved into the area.
The city's responding to the growing homeless encampment near Interstate 90 and Freya. A group of new RVs showed up to the camp over the past week. Nicole Hernandez is there explaining where the RVs came from.
You can see RV after RV right here behind me in between the dozens of tents here at Camp Hope. Take a look at this Facebook post from Julie Garcia, director of Jules Helping Hands. She's thanking the community for giving the people at Camp Hope a place to get out of the elements for cheap. This post is getting a lot of attention now. Local business owners in the area are frustrated with the growing camp, including the owner of Liberty Tires.
I'm not against the camp as much as it's just grown. Like every week there's more and more people. They're stuffing way too many people on one area. And that's my whole issue with that camp.
Here's a look at Divine's Towing, helping get the RVs into the homeless encampment. The city of Spokane is under the impression these RVs are not in running condition. As the city works out a solution for the people living at Camp Hope, these RVs are now another factor. It costs the city $1,000 to tow any RV, but they can't do anything at the camp without WSDOT approval because they're on WSDOT land.
What to do with those long term becomes a consideration. There's a personal property consideration as well. Those are all pieces of information that we're trying to learn as we develop a way to work together with people on the site there people who need services.
Brian Coddington says the city understands the frustration of both the neighbors and businesses in the area and the people at Camp Hope, but he says the solutions take time. Mayor Woodward is planning on presenting a new shelter space plan at Monday's city council meeting. So I called Divine's Towing, who you saw helping get these RVs into the camp. We are setting up a time to talk with them as soon as possible. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, thank you so much. And KREM 2 reached out to the Washington State Department of Transportation. They released a statement which says, in part, we are aware that several RVs have been illegally placed on and around WSDOT property. This is an illegal action, and we are looking at ways to have them removed with cooperation from our local law enforcement partners. The statement goes on to add that with the opening of a potential shelter, we are beginning to explore options to have the encampment disbanded, removed, and the property cleaned up. It's time right now for your morning rush. More news in less time. Former Spokane County Sheriff Deputy Craig Chamberlain withdraws his candidacy for Spokane County Sheriff. Chamberlain announced his decision on Facebook yesterday. He's been in the spotlight since he was fired back in mid-February after an investigation into his conduct. Chamberlain claimed the firing was politically motivated and related to his plan to run for sheriff. A fire at an apartment complex on Spokane's Lower South Hill caused significant damage yesterday morning. The Red Cross now assisting the 7 people displaced by the fire. When firefighters arrived on scene, they found flames on the second floor of the building and evacuated all 7 units. Firefighters say no one was hurt. The cause is still under investigation. Lori Vallow Daybell's back in an eastern Idaho jail as she awaits trial for the murders of her children and her husband's late wife. A judge determined she was competent to stand a trial earlier this week. She was then ordered to be transferred from an Idaho Department of Health and Welfare facility to the custody of the Fremont County Sheriff. Vallow's district court arraignment is set for next Tuesday afternoon. Liberty Park on the Lower South Hill is getting some renovations. Spokane Parks and Recreation will work with Hooptown USA, No Lie Brewhouse, the City Council, and other groups to revitalize the playground. The improvements include an updated basketball court, lighting improvements, added landscaping, and irrigation upgrades. The project's estimated to cost about $500,000. Construction is scheduled to be finished by fall of 2023.